She gets up and she says, Patrick, this is very hard for me to say this. And let me tell you why it's very hard. I said, what's that? She says, ever since in high school, I wanted to prove to men that I can beat them. So when I graduated high school and college, I opened up my salon. We do very well. I've made millions of dollars. My people and my work that work at the salon, they do very well for themselves. I drive a nice car. I have a nice house. I have money. I have millions. I don't worry about any of that stuff. You know what decision I made last night? I said, what's that? She says, I want a husband. I no longer want to compete with men. I need them. And I'm like, what? She's saying this in front of 2,000 people with her sister sitting right next to her. Wow. And now she's getting emotional. How many 65-year-old women do we have to hear saying that I marched with the feminist movement and I bought into the fact that men are the enemy? I've never been married. I'm alone and I'm miserable and I wish I would have never bought into that philosophy.
Must be pretty weak-willed because all it took was falling in love with a man, and now I'm like, not really. I mean, I'm a feminist, but like kind of. I don't really need my maiden name. I don't really need it. I like your last name better anyway. Like, I'll just take that. I know he can do his own laundry. I know that he can clean the house, but I want to do it for him. I want to cook all his meals. I want to make sure he's getting all his whole grains, all his vegetables. I want to make sure he's getting all that protein. He has not asked any of this of me. It just kind of naturally kicks in. Like, these instincts just kind of come out of like, oh, now I have to take care of you when you're sick. Oops, I made you breakfast and it fits all of your dietary requirements. My bad. I think I got possessed by a housewife. Is that what happens?
And that, my friends, is a woman crossing over from radical feminism to true feminism. Radical feminism has taught her that, like, accepting anything from a man means you're less of a woman, that he has control over you and blah, blah, blah. But real feminism is about how men and women can work together for, like, something beautiful, for a good future, for a beautiful love together. You know what I mean? Like, relationships back then were far less about what I can get from a man and more about what can we provide from each other, for each other. You know what I mean? A lot of women, when they fall in love, they realize, like, they realize about what they call this divine femininity, the feminine energy, you know? They're like, oh shit, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with being, like, submissive to my man. Because when people hear the word submissive, they always think, like, someone's down on their knees, like, barking when he says bark, you know what I mean? But it's not really about that. Submission is about trusting somebody to make good decisions for you, to keep you safe. We just tend to use submission in, like, a bad context a lot of the times, you know? And believe it or not, there are times when men 100% submit to their women all the time. In fact, studies show that wives, they are like the majority stakeholders in decision-making in the household, okay? But men, they make, like, the dads make the big decisions, but the moms, they make the everyday decisions that keep the household going. So yeah, real feminism doesn't care if you want to be a stay-at-home wife, if you want to go out and be a businesswoman, if you want to take his last name, if you want to keep your last name. Radical feminists will tell you that you are less of a woman and that you have just succumbed to misogyny. It really goes to show that we are not okay with women holding any sort of gender roles, but we are okay placing men in the exact same gender roles they've been in since, like, forever. The father of my children is the stay-at-home dad, and people straight up think he's less of a man because I'm the breadwinner. Okay, well, fair enough. Do you think that a woman is less of a woman if she goes out and works? Most people think it's fine to sell your butthole for $3.99. Hide the household products at my cooter for $4.99. Come on now. Thank you.
there are still those women who dare to accept traditional roles, finding true satisfaction in taking care of the home and respecting their husband's authority. Then along comes contemporary feminism with its sanctimonious preaching and contemptuous sneers, promoting an ideology of equality and emancipation that effectively subjugates traditional women. Liberal ideas that exalt individual liberty and mock any suggestion of duties as outdated or regressive are constantly thrown at them by society. Feminism loves to shout empowerment, but it blatantly ignores the fact that if a woman so chooses, empowerment also includes choosing to stay at home and take care of her family. Pop culture and third-wave feminism have indoctrinated contemporary women into thinking they are superwomen, capable of anything and everything, while reducing males to little more than accessories in their life. Men are pushed to the sidelines and treated like disposable ornaments in women's extravagant plans as a result of this media-driven misconception. Movements like men going their own way are gaining traction, which is not surprising, since men are waking up and refusing to play this unfair, misandrist game. The worst part is that, despite feminism's incessant whining about how much it values diversity of opinion, it actively persecuted individuals who chose the conventional route. There is a lot of hypocrisy. Respecting all decisions, not just those that line up with the feminist narrative, is the essence of true empowerment. Feminism is no better than the repressive systems it purports to be opposing if it is unable to comprehend that.
Here's the reality. Women do not hate nice men. That's just not true. But what we do dislike is men who lack masculinity. Now, a lot of nice guys tend to be men who also lack other masculine traits that women find attractive. And what they do is they blame their nice nature as to why they have no success with women, when really it has nothing to do with their niceness, but everything to do with their lack of masculinity. And it's quicker and easier to blame it on your nice nature. But really, if you take a man who is super, super nice, but he's still masculine, he's still risk-taking, he's still a leader, he still has boundaries. When you take a man who still has masculine traits and is nice, he ends up having hyper success with women. But when you take a man who's nice by default because he can't exercise his masculinity, of course women are not going to find that attractive.
Films like Barbie, which seems to embody this connection, have given critics of third-wave feminism and its cozy relationship with pop culture a field day. When asked about Barbie, the female-directed movie that managed to earn $1.4 billion globally in 2023 and 8 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture, Shakira did not hold back. The pop diva hinted that the film robbed males of their capacity to be men, echoing her boys' extreme distaste for it. Shakira stated with frankness, "My sons despised it. They believed it to be dehumanizing. And to a certain degree, I concur. I am a mother of 2 boys. In addition to appreciating women, I want them to feel strong. Pop culture deserves my appreciation for its attempts to elevate women without depriving men of their essential qualities as defenders and providers. I think it is important to provide women all the resources they need to achieve without sacrificing our femininity." When Shakira expounded on the conventional roles that men and women assume, she did not hold back. She then said, "I believe that women have a role in society and males have another. We should not lose that balance because we are complementary to one another." The interviewer nudged, "Just because a woman can do it all does not mean she should. Why not distribute the burden among those who are intended to bear it and who deserve to do so as well?" Shakira fired back. Shakira's opinions are by no means the first to criticize Barbie for demeaning. This concludes our A4 anonymous coverage for the day. Click that like button, please. Make sure you hit that notification bell in addition to subscribing. Leave a comment telling us what you think. Have a great day tomorrow.